Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about politics.
I'm sure there will be a constructive and productive discussion.
Yeah, you know, that thing that people tend to sort of just move away from every time it's raised, especially here in Australia.
That's a bloody outrage, it is! I want to take this all the way to the Prime Minister! Hey! Mr. Prime Minister! Andy!
Aye, mate. What's a good word?
Usually followed by the phrase, I'm sick of them, or God, I hate politics, or F off, Max, you're a piece of shit. The thing is, politics in Australia right now is really shitty, mainly because we have a Prime Minister that's unable to do anything, really.
Malcolm Turnbull walks a fine line between satisfying fellow moderates and avoiding anything that's incendiary to the Conservatives.
A recent survey came out and said that what has Malcolm Turnbull done to encourage you to remember him? Like, think about it. Let's think about it. What has Malcolm Turnbull done? Well, he was going to be a centrist, you know, so he was for marriage equality.
You got it all, believe it.
Hey, I'm gay. What a lovely day.
He was, yeah, that's right. He was good to be protecting the planet.
Is it your view that Australia participated in that open-ended working group in good faith? Because we were treated as saboteurs. They call us, there's a particular word for it that'll come to me, but I don't think Australia did a great deal to enhance its international standing. But do you consider that our negotiators played in good faith?
Senator, it wasn't to crash the working group, it was to try and get a balanced text which reflected both the progressive approach to nuclear disarmament and the ban treaty approach. And regrettably, the final text was not one which supporters of a progressive or building blocks approach could accept.
So I remembered the word that we're referred to by, it's weasels. They call us weasels, which I guess I'm not asking you to comment.
You wouldn't expect the witness, I think, to comment on that, Senator.
But in your experience, had you come across that phrase before? I'm not certain, actually, Mr. Salia, how close to the OEWG you were, whether you participated or not, so forgive me for that. But I presume you've been around these talks for a while.
Senator, I didn't participate in the OEWG activity.
Where the other delegates referred to the Australian delegation as weasels?
I can't comment on that.
That's just a simple yes or no. Had you heard that phrase before I put it to you at the table here? In reference specifically to Australia's negotiators?
Senator, I'd certainly seen the term used in material.
Yeah, I'll call that a yes.
Now, turning to coal.
Oh, he believes in clean coal.
Australia is the world's largest exporter of coal.
Clean coal. It's so dirty that people regularly die from its pollution.
We've invested $590 million since 2009 in clean coal technology research.
When coal is burned, it releases chemicals like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, a little mercury, and carbon dioxide, not to mention a bunch of various particulates. These leak into the air and water and result in smog, soot, acid rain, global warming, and toxic air emissions. Those can cause asthma, lung cancer, various heart diseases, and other health problems.
And yet we do not have one modern, high-efficiency, low-emissions coal-fired power station, let alone one with carbon capture and storage.
Clean coal is still coal. It's not a different kind of coal, it's just handled differently in the process of turning it into energy. The term clean coal is actually shorthand for clean coal technologies, which are designed to lessen the number of pollutants released in the production of energy.
So here's the current picture. Old, high-emissions coal-fired power stations are closing down as they age, reducing baseload capacity. They cannot simply be replaced by wind or solar because they're intermittent.
Some estimate that the addition of capture carbon and storage to a coal fire plant increases coal use by 25% while keeping the electricity output the same.
As the world's largest coal exporter, we have a vested interest. We have a vested interest in showing that we can provide both lower emissions and reliable baseload power with state-of-the-art, clean coal-fired technology.
Another huge problem is that these byproducts aren't so much being eliminated as they're being moved elsewhere, which is more of a storage solution than an environmental one.
Okay. Well, he's good with, he partnered with One Nation to pass some bills.
Don't like it. When you turn my voice about, I don't like it. Hate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 racist rubbish. Feel the heat on the street, then to the beat out of your feet. And I don't like it.
So as you can see, he's a pretty useless Prime Minister. In fact, like when you think about him as a communications minister, he was far, far more effective. Like, he has ensured that we get terrible internet.
New figures released today confirm the rollout of the national broadband network is facing significant teething problems. Complaints to the telecommunications industry ombudsman have nearly doubled. So NBN Co insists the vast majority of its customers are happy.
It's a regular occurrence, you know. And don't you think it's weird that, you know, he's worth $150 million and he doesn't seem that chuffed about going after tax dodgers?
He's very rich. Like $200 million rich.
Meanwhile,
Is the registered address of around 19,000 companies. And apparently, it's where some of Mao's cash is cached. So, according to Parliament records, Mao's invested in 2 hedge funds since July last year, both of which list their address as...
in that one building. Yeah. Have their business there so they can use the excessively ridiculous tax rate. It's pretty enraging, don't you think? It's pretty upsetting from a citizen's standpoint.
It's me. Knock knock. So you got my money?
And like currently right now it's like he is so constipated, so unable to be squeezed into any situation that actually has him making a good decision.
Hot, 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 hot. My God.
That his own ministers have decided to have a vote, want to have a free vote on marriage equality.
Tonight, Liberal MPs thrash out same-sex marriage policy.
It's time for the party to put the matter to rest once and for all.
And vote for no change.
He would rather spend $100 million on a postal vote than pass something in the Parliament that might actually give him recognition.
An almost 2-hour meeting of federal Liberal MPs has voted to stick with government policy on same-sex marriage. Only 7 of 83 members have voted to change the policy, which means Parliament will again be asked to approve a plebiscite.
It is mind-blowing. It's mind-boggling. And it hurts my brain.
The Turnbull government's ensuring that its damaging internal row over same-sex marriage will drag on, by now opting for a 3-step process to try to resolve it. First, it's going to get the Parliament to vote a second time on whether Australians should participate in a compulsory plebiscite, one that won't bind the Parliament though. That's already been voted down once, and so if that happens again, as is likely, the government will then ask you to participate in a voluntary postal plebiscite. Take time to fill out that form, vote no, then Parliament will do nothing on same-sex marriage. If it's a yes, then the government will finally allow a conscience vote.
As you can see, I'm quite frazzled thinking about this. It's early in the morning, but I'm okay. I'm not mad about politics. I'm not mad about the fact that, you know, the GST now includes prices on internet items. So Netflix has upped their subscription rate from $14 to $17 now.
Ah, the sweet smell of an all-day sucker.
So it won't be long before Netflix is really getting just a little close to the lowest paying Foxtel contract, which is probably exactly what the government's trying to do. They're trying to create a market where digital goods and services such as Netflix, Stan, have to go up in price, and thus giving Murdoch the room to breathe his toxic media influence across this shitty planet. But I suppose that's all I'll say today. This has just been my political update, so you can continue about your day. We'll be doing some more gaming-orientated stuff. I know you desperately want to escape from reality just like me. You and me, hanging out. Such a good time, you know. I'm so glad that you're here to talk to